there's so much to your career, Ray, where you're drafted, Timberwolves, traded to the Bucks for Steph Marbury. The Seattle situation, you got to play for the Supersonics in that great city. Everything that happened with the Celtics and the Big Three, and then the falling out, you go to Miami and win another title there. That's a hell of a journey there, Ray.
Yeah, a lot has happened, and it's so, I think, prophetic for me to be in this position now to sit back and say, you know, I can write a book and I can sit back and reflect on everything and the ups and downs, the highs and the lows. I would say that, you know, winning 2 championships, you know, to be able to write a book, I could tell people, you know, it's not about winning the championships. I didn't win those moments that I won where I hoisted a trophy or hit a shot, but winning was the journey. Winning was everything that I went through when I was on bad teams. I didn't give up, and I continued to perfect my craft. And, you know, even when I dealt with adverse situations with teammates or coaches, you know, I had to figure it out. I had to find out, like, you know, what do I need to do to improve? We used to always say when you get traded, you know, if you're the problem and you don't know it, well, the next situation you move to, that problem still exists. So you had to figure out how to evolve, how to grow, how to you know, immerse yourself in a new situation. Because as a young player, your journey is always continually being crafted, and your evolution as a player. So that's kind of my whole career. I just kind of learned so much along the way, and that's why I wanted to write a book, because it's important that people know that I didn't play in the NBA when I was 10 years old. You know, I was still learning. I was learning how to get to where I wanted to go.
But when were you the problem, Ray?
Well, I mean, interestingly enough, I don't know. I know that when I left Miami, or when I left Boston, I started learning that I was the problem in the locker room. And I always thought that I was a good teammate. I always thought that I was good in every locker room that I was in, because I would do whatever it took to help the team win. What you find out is you just don't do it on other people's terms. You don't do it the way other people want you to do it. And, you know, for the longest time, you hear other people's opinions.
Yeah.
And I know that people were upset with me and they're disappointed because I left. But when you're not valued and when you're not happy, that's when you have to decide to move on. And it's unfortunate, because that made me all of a sudden this villain, you know, when you ultimately go to seek your own happiness. So I don't ever feel like I was a problem in any locker room I was in. I was doing everything I could to help win. But the problem, too, sometimes is I've always been a confident person, so you just do things how you need to do them. Like, I have a routine, and I've had a routine my whole career. And nobody could throw me off of it, because I knew what it took for me to be successful. So now when you don't do things the way an individual wants you to do them or a team wants you to do them, it's like, in order for me to exist, I have to kind of do the things that I need to do if you want me to help you win.
But do you think that you'll ever be on the same page with Rondo and KG and Paul Pierce? Do you think you'll ever have that moment where you can talk it out, and, you know, or is this unrepairable?
You know, Dan, I've never had an issue, you know, with any of those guys. Like, it was always brought to my attention that there was an issue. You know, Paul and I have talked it out. We had a chance to sit down and mend fences. But the other two, it's their issues that they have with me. I don't have any issues with them. Like, once I moved on, it was like I was hoping that, you know, hey, we move on. You know, let bygones be bygones. Like, it's basketball. Like, what are we doing here? We're playing a game, and you take things so personal. I always wanted to win on every level I've played in my life. And, you know, there's certain things that happen. Like, when I lose a game or when I win a game, after the game, I'm not mad at the other team. Their job is to take away what I'm trying to give, and they're trying to get everything that I have. So that's about competition. The one thing that we have to teach our kids is you go to where the best exists. You find out what they do, and you learn from them to become better. But if they're not great somewhere else, like, we don't appreciate how great we can be, because they're the ones that take us to that level. So we should shake our opponent's hands. There's no need to be mad or angry. And so that's kind of where I sit. It's like, it's not personal ever.
But it feels like it is for Rondo and KG, especially Rondo.
Well, I mean, I'll tell you with Rondo, like, you know, the guy, you know, when we first got together, he was always a great kid, you know, always looking for advice and asking questions. You know, that's where we stood. He was like a little brother to us, and that's how it's always been, and it's never been anything more. So whatever they feel, whatever angst, whatever like hang-ups that they have against me, like, to me, it's not personal. I don't have any hatred towards them.
Yeah.
You know, I'm in a place where I'm so happy with my life and people that are in it. But for them to hold any resentment or anxiety, you win a championship in 2008. Like, maybe that was all it was supposed to be for us. Yeah, we would have loved to have more, but what are you mad about? Like, what I don't understand.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Dan Patrick Show app.